On a big scale, is it ever going to get fixed? Or are we just doomed to fail, really?
When you look at the Eurozone as a whole, it is in balance with the rest of the world. It's not a traditional crisis facing the entire Eurozone. There are clearly stresses in some countries, high debt burdens that need to decline over time, and I would emphasize over time. It's not something that we can see being fixed very quickly. But the club as a whole, if you will, the Eurozone, has the means and the ability to resolve this. So certainly not doomed to fail.
Why not let the small troubled countries meet their debt targets in a reasonable way, instead of just indiscriminate, harsh and insensitive cuts?
This adjustment is not the same in all countries. Right? They're not the same items from public expenditure that are being cut. It is not. It is about looking at individual countries. So I do not think that we are in the process of very drastic cuts, because we're certainly aware that there is a growth impact, and we want to protect growth as much as possible.
Why is the Eurozone taking so long to help? Why can't they help us with Eurobonds?
First, let me just say the Eurozone is helping. The Eurozone is taking a little time, but I think we have made important steps. We need more political consensus among the Euro area leadership. And here I would emphasize that the important thing is to get political consensus to move towards a number of possible solutions. There are no unique solutions that everyone has to agree with, but we need some help from the center to help these adjustment efforts. Eurobonds is a solution, but together with that, we need some stronger fiscal governance.
Are the cuts necessary, or are they just done to appease international institutions?
I think when someone thinks that it is appeasing the international institutions, I would emphasize that we collectively, together with the Europeans, are providing them with finance at a reasonable rate, something that is not available to them in the current environment from international capital markets. So rather than say appease, I would remind people that this official help is assisting that adjustment effort.
My question is about European integration, Phase A and B. When will Phase B begin? When will positioning and bickering between states stop in favor of stronger common good?
Rather than classify this as a Phase A and Phase B, and when's Phase B going to start, I see this more as a continuing process, which is, I think, underway. And while in the middle of a crisis, we would like to see it go a little bit faster to help address some of the issues, particularly fiscal integration. We are encouraged that they have started with the building blocks. And here I'm talking about the corrective procedures, the European Commission's efforts to monitor fiscal developments in a stronger way in each country to make sure that problems in one country do not spread and affect the whole region.